Students, before starting our today's topic, there's an announcement, which is there's a correction in one of the videos of First War of Independence, Part 1. I have said there that Aurangzeb died in 1756. So by mistake I did that. So there's a correction. Aurangzeb died in 1707. Now let's get started with a new topic, which is anti-defection law. Recently, Shiv Sena disputes are happening, and there are so many cases due to which this act altogether becomes so important. So anti-defection law ये स्टार्ट हुआ था हमारा 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act से, which is of 1985, which talks about किसके बारे में बात करेगा ये disqualifications of member of parliament, state legislatures, on which ground? On the ground of defection. So there was an MP in Haryana. He got elected on the ticket of the Congress, but then he switched the party, then again went to the Congress, then again switching the party. So election commission asked कि is your candidate is right now yours party candidate or some other's party? So what Congress said that now Gaya Ram is Aya Ram. So this Gaya Ram or Aya Ram politics is given by Haryana to us. And because of this kind of defections only, 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1985 happened, where anti-defection law was given in our constitution. Okay, so let's discuss about this anti-defection law in details. So first हम यहाँ पे provisions को discuss करेंगे. Provisions of the act. So first provision is about disqualification, कि अगर कोई member है तो वो disqualify कैसे होगा. So let's talk about disqualification. The first is your members of political parties. अगर कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का मेंबर है एंड वो डिस्क्वालीफाई कैसे होगा? मान लो उसने एक्स पार्टी पे इलेक्शन जीता, लेकिन उसके बाद वो स्विच करके कहाँ चला गया? वाई पार्टी पे. इसमें वो डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाएगा. बट देयर आर मेनली 3 केसेस जिसमें ये डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन हो सकता है. सो अ मेंबर belonging to any political party became disqualified if he voluntarily gives up his membership, he voluntarily resigns कि मुझे इस पार्टी में नहीं रहना है. Second concept is about whip. Whip, you can understand it by the fact that it is an instruction which is given by the party to its members that this is the way you have to vote or whatever you have to do. There are the instructions how you will conduct yourself when there will be voting or when there will be some kind of proceedings going on. So there are 3 types of whip. First line whip, second line whip, and third line whip. So if you violated first line whip, कोई instruction मिला आपने नहीं माना, nothing will happen. If you violated second line whip, then also it must be, मिल जाएगा आपको relief. But if you violated the third line whip, इधर क्या होगा? You have gotten the instruction कि मान लो कोई बिल में proceeding चल रही है और आपके पार्टी ने बोला है कि that you have to vote in a certain way, कि इस तरीके से ही आपको वोटिंग करना है. आपने वोट नहीं किया या आप एब्सेंट रहे तो आप पे एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ आ सकता है. So if a member votes or abstains from voting in such a way against the directions issued by the party, all right, आप पार्टी के डायरेक्शंस के अगेंस्ट जाके कर रहे हो, बट दिस कैन ऑल्सो बी टेकन केयर ऑफ हाउ if such act is condoned by the party within 15 days, कि आपके 15 days के अंदर अंदर आपकी पार्टी बोलता है कि आप जो है हम इसको condone करते हैं, accept करते हैं, there are reasons that because of that you won't be able to attend or do the things which might you have to do. All right, and so from this we can clearly see that कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का मेंबर है, अगर वो वॉलंटरली अपनी मेंबरशिप गिव करता है या वो विप नहीं मानता है, वो डायरेक्शंस को नहीं मानता है पार्टी के, then he can be disqualified under anti-defection law. Second case is for about the independent members. Independent members are, these are the members, those are elected without being set up as a candidate by any political party. आपका कोई भी मेंबर नहीं, आप किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के मेंबर नहीं हो, आपने बिना किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के सपोर्ट के इलेक्शन लड़ा, and you won. So you will be disqualified if this member joins any political party after such election. So there is a reason why this happens, because if you got elected as an independent member, that means those who have voted for you have voted for your competence, for your capability. And if you are joining some other political party, then there will be the consequences, or public may feel cheated, right? Third case is about your nominated members. So nominated members are the members which are nominated by the president. So what happens if nominated member, if he joins within 6 months any political party, any political party, not disqualified, but after 6 months, disqualified. So what it is that a member can be disqualified for being a member of the house if he joins any political party after the expiration of 6 months. If you join any political party after 6 months, you will be disqualified. Now there is a controversy about both of these, independent members and nominated members. What's that? कि nominated member can join the political party within 6 months, but independent member cannot join any such political party for the entire of their election period, for the tenure. So if nominated members are getting the chance to be associated with some political party, then this should be given to independent members as well. Now let's move to the exceptions. There are some exceptions to anti-defection law. First is about merger. There's a party X and there's a party A. If 2/3 members of this party get merged with the party A, this is called merger. And in such case, इस merger के case में there will be no anti-defection law and no disqualification. Second case, if a person is appointed as a presiding officer of the house, like speaker, so he can voluntarily gives up his membership and rejoins it after he ceases to hold that office. कि अगर वो कोई भी presiding officer का post लेता है, तो उस केस में वो वॉलंटरली अपनी मर्ज़ी से मेंबरशिप छोड़ सकता है और उसके बाद वो उसे रीजॉइन कर सकता है. तो ये एक एग्जेम्पशन है कि आपका जो इंटेग्रिटी है वो मेंटेन रहे, डिग्निटी एंड इम्पार्शलिटी जो ऑफिस का है वो मेंटेन रहे. There were provision about the split also, like 1/3 members can be split from the party and there will be no disqualification. कि अगर 1/3 members जो हैं अगर वो split करते हैं, पार्टी को छोड़ते हैं, तो पहले क्या था कि कोई disqualification नहीं होगा. But in 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003 ये वाले जो clause था, इस clause को omit कर दिया गया है and now it is omitted. और अब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. तो मर्जर इज देयर, प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर वाला एग्जेम्पशन है, बट ये 1/3 वाला एग्जेम्पशन नहीं है. Now let's talk about the third point is deciding officer. Who will decide the case? So deciding authority, if we talk about, so if there is any question regarding the disqualification arising out of defection, it needs to be decided by the presiding officer of the house. And the decision taken by the presiding officer will be final and cannot be questioned. That means is not subjected to judicial review. कोई भी judicial review नहीं होगा. But what happens in Quixote Holohan case, of 1993, Supreme Court declared that this provision is unconstitutional. On which ground? That it is taking away the jurisdiction of Supreme Court and High Court. So, it held that the presiding officer, while declaring the anti-defection law or the 10th schedule, its function as a tribunal, but like other tribunals, this presiding officer decision is also subject to judicial review. यानी कि इस केस में भी judicial review हो सकता है. Then next case is about rule making power. So rule making power, तो जो presiding officer है उसके पास आपका एक अथॉरिटी होता है कि वो रूल्स बना सकता है कि इफेक्टिव इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो 10th शेड्यूल का. एंड जितने भी रूल्स बने हैं दैट नीड्स टू बी प्लेस्ड बिफोर द हाउस फॉर 30 days. एंड हाउस may need to approve or modify those rules or disapprove those rules, whatever may be the case. So according to the rules made, so the presiding officer can take up the defection case only when he receives a complaint. जब तक उसे complaint नहीं मिलेगा presiding officer को, वो suo motu में काम नहीं कर सकता है. And that complaint will be from the member of the house. But there is a criticism regarding this presiding officer power. What's that? That there is no time period within which the speaker will decide about the defection. And in this case, Supreme Court advised that the maximum time which a presiding officer could take in deciding the defection case will be 3 months. Now let's talk about the very popular controversial case of Shiv Sena dispute. So Uddhav Thackeray, he is the CM of Maharashtra, and Eknath Shinde, what he did, उद्धव ठाकरे सीएम थे महाराष्ट्र के, उनके साथ एकनाथ शिंदे थे, बट एकनाथ शिंदे along with some other members उन्होंने बीजेपी को ज्वाइन कर लिया. Now Supreme Court has to decide, the case went to Supreme Court, has to decide whose whip will be considered. उद्धव ठाकरे ने जो इंस्ट्रक्शन दिए थे उसे कंसिडर करना है, या एकनाथ शिंदे ने जो अपना दूसरा विप और बना लिया था उसको करना है. थी whose whip is to be in consideration, कि किसका whip माना जाएगा जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने इशू किया है, एंड हु विल बी द अपॉइंटी. सो what happens, the Shiv Sena political party, there are two camps, Shinde camp and Uddhav camp. Uddhav was the previous one and his whip is Sunil Prabhu. इन्होंने अपना whip किसे अपॉइंट किया था? सुनील प्रभु को. So when case went to Supreme Court, तो वहाँ क्या हुआ, उन्होंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट को बोला कि whip is decided by the organization wing. There are two wings, one is legislative wing and the second is organization wing. So legislative wing, but whip is issued by the organization wing. And the question is, who is the real Shiv Sena? कि real party कौन है? But what election commission decided that the real Shiv Sena was Shinde camp. Then how this needs to be decided? ये decide कैसे होता है? Dispute ये था that they have to decide who is the real Shiv Sena. So similar case was happened with ADMK also, that who will get the name or get the symbol. But in this case what happened, Uddhav Thackeray got defeated and Shinde faction group was elected. So there was a case, Sadiq Ali versus Election Commission of India in 1971. So here is decided that three things which need to be seen by Election Commission of India. First is aims and objective of the party, कि party का aims और object क्या था. Then who are these office bearers? Office bearers कौन कौन है? And there are two wings, that is legislative wing में किसको ज़्यादा support मिल रहा है और organization wing में किसे ज़्यादा support मिल रहा है. और साथ साथ पार्टी का अपना एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है. दिस हैज़ टू बी सीन, कि पार्टी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को भी देखना पड़ेगा. नाउ नेक्स्ट कि लेजिस्लेटिव में जो लेजिस्लेटिव विंग है उसमें किसको कितना स्ट्रेंथ मिल रहा है. सो व्हाट इलेक्शन कमीशन हैज सेड कि शिंदे फैक्शन जो है दैट इज़ योर रियल फैक्शन. बट what उद्धव ठाकरे आर्ग्यूड दैट उन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सपोर्ट को नहीं देखा. फॉर दिस इलेक्शन कमीशन सेड दैट येस, शिंदे फैक्शन इज द रियल शिव सेना. एंड why they haven't seen about the organization wing, because in 2018 Shiv Sena changed its constitution and the new copy of that is not provided. So for that reason the real Shiv Sena is Shinde faction. Now case went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has to decide that whip has changed. उद्धव ठाकरे ने किसी और को अपना whip अपॉइंट किया था, बट शिंदे फैक्शन ने किसी और को अपॉइंट कर लिया. बट व्हाट सुप्रीम कोर्ट सेड, सुप्रीम कोर्ट नाउ asked the Speaker of Maharashtra that the Speaker of Maharashtra will decide what will happen. Why? Because all the cases related to disqualification needs to be decided by the Speaker. And what does the Speaker took his stand? Speaker did not disqualify anyone. Speaker ने किसी को भी disqualify नहीं किया. क्यों? Because in legislative wing जो शिंदे फैक्शन था उसके पास मेजॉरिटी था, एंड उन्होंने उद्धव ठाकरे वाले फैक्शन को भी डिस्क्वालीफाई नहीं किया. क्यों? उसका उन्होंने रीज़न दिया कि जो विप था वो उन्हें टाइमली डिलीवर नहीं किया गया था. बट देयर आर सो मैनी केसेस दैट हैपन लाइक दिस. about the anti-defection law and these all the things. So this need to be taken in a consideration in a very uh, you can say in a very mindful way. Then we need to see about the reforms as well. So let's talk about the some reforms कि कुछ reform हो सकते हैं. Let's talk about the context. It's about Rohinton, Justice Rohinton Falai Nariman judgment in Manipur case. Manipur case में what happens? T. Sham Kumar, he elected from the Congress party, won the election, but then he defected, उन्होंने defect करा and joins BJP and even become forest minister there. But court disqualify T. Sham Kumar under 10th schedule. But before doing that, court ordered the speaker that to disqualify T. Sham Kumar under 10th schedule, but speaker didn't take any action, and due to which Supreme Court invoked Article 142, which is Supreme Court can take decision and Supreme Court can take action suo motu to provide complete justice. And T. Sham Kumar removed as a minister and also debarred from entering the Legislative Assembly of Manipur. एक तो मिनिस्टर नहीं रहे, फॉरेस्ट मिनिस्टर हट गए, दूसरा उन्हें वहाँ पे जाने से मना कर दिया गया लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में मणिपुर के, और स्पीकर को बोला गया कि आप जो है इस पे डिसाइड करें केस को एज सून एज पॉसिबल. And even Supreme Court also said that Parliament should reconsider this power of Speaker, कि Parliament को reconsider करना चाहिए Speaker का इस power को, because Speaker will always be belonging to the ruling party. अगर Speaker ruling party को belong कर रहा है तो क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो unbiased रहेगा, impartial रहेगा? So there needs to be a reform, and where this power needs to be transferred or can be transferred to a separate tribunal. And second reform can be, there needs to be a strengthening of inner party democracy. So that's all you need to understand about the anti-defection law, and hope till now your all doubts have been cleared. And if there is any doubt, you can comment down and I will consider it and I will try to resolve it. Thank you.